G'day and welcome to the road to Knoxville here on Speed Stories. We've got plenty coming up for you on today's program. We're going to have a look back at last night's historic win for James McFadden, becoming the first ever Aussie to win the 360 Nationals. We'll also meet up with one of the local heroes for this week's racing, RJ Johnson, one of the cool cats, a cool little team hoping for a big result. We'll find out why Justin Clark is more than just a flag waver. He's also a very handy chef. We'll catch up with Jenci Ruff, the bartender at the Atlantic and Pacific pub, whose dad Brian has a super cool 55 Chevy. We're going to take it for a bit of a road test. Down in Lake Eildon in Victoria, there's a young late model driver named Brock Edwards. Not only can Brock race hard, he's also a pretty mean singer. As we found out, he's got more than just aspirations of race car driving. He wants a singing career as well. The last time I saw this car, it had flames all down the side of it, and it didn't have RJ Johnson behind the wheel. Welcome to the road to Knoxville, RJ.
Thanks for having me, appreciate it.
Well, it's kind of like you were already here, so it's kind of like
Welcome here.
Yeah, it's like
Welcome
the parking
to the
lot
lake,
to
yeah.
Knoxville.
There you go, yeah.
How are you,
It's
mate?
kind of my spot. I'm good. Just excited for tonight and to get going for the week.
So, the 10 car, this is the Van Der Recken car, yeah?
Yes, sir. Mike Van Der Recken, yep.
Now, he used to tribute the fire department, right?
Yeah, he had a flame car for the fire in his hometown in Melcher, just south of here, and he's always had some interesting looking stuff, so we're happy to be here.
Now, it's very hot out here. I want to have a quick look at your hot rod, so just step to the side there. It's a very nice looking car. She's pretty right there. Yeah. Now, over there, literally, about where Brooke Tatnall's truck is where you landed 2 years ago.
Yeah, we'll try not to do that again, but yeah, that was definitely spectacular.
You actually, and to get an idea of how high that fence is, you went through the sponsor sign at the top, didn't you?
Yeah, I cleared the high fence and went through the billboard. Fortunately or unfortunately, however you want to look at it.
At the time, did you know that you were clearing the place?
It got really dark, so I figured something happened, and I was waiting to feel the fence, and I never really felt it, so I kind of figured I was outside, but I didn't know where.
Let's go inside where it's a bit cooler. Take me into your beautiful trailer.
Yeah,
it's a nice looking hot rod. I do like this thing. There's only one thing that's missing in this interview, RJ. One person that's missing in this.
She'll be jealous.
I know, right?
She'll be jealous.
That's better.
Yeah.
So tell me your story, RJ. How did you get into this whole racing caper?
I'm originally from Tampa, Florida. I grew up down there. My dad raced. I was always involved when he raced. And
what did he race? Sprint cars?
Yep, sprint cars from the mid 80s through the early 2000s. And through him and his friends and his connections, I got involved and was a crew member on the Outlaw Tour for a few guys. And then moved to Knoxville to see if we can make it as a racer.
Most people start in Iowa and move to Florida.
Yeah.
Not the other way around.
Yeah, it's definitely different, but I wanted to race. I didn't care about sitting on the beach. I wanted to be a sprint car driver, so here we are.
What was Dad like as a racer?
He was good. He was actually really good without a wing. He won a lot of races in Florida, dominated down there for a lot of years.
Yep.
And actually had a stint in Knoxville here in Beaver Bob's 12X car in the 80s. And, worked at Challenger chassis, so he got a little bit everywhere. He is definitely a good driver, though.
How long have you been doing this for then?
Since 2004, since I was 16 years old, so about 15 years now. Yeah, unbelievable, huh? Yeah.
You don't look like you're 30, mate.
I'm 32. I just turned 32.
Is that right?
Yeah, just a couple days ago.
Wow.
I know.
Do you still love this as much as you ever did?
Absolutely. With the business side of it, with our business, I've learned to love a lot of other parts of it besides just driving the race car, but there's still no feeling like strapping in a 410, especially at this place.
Yeah, now what is it about this place? And why is it so magical, RJ?
I think it's just because, obviously the history is a big part of it, the way they treat you, the way the town is behind the racetrack. It's not just a racetrack in a town, it's the whole town's involved, and I don't know, it's so hard to get around here. It looks simple, but it's very technical and it's hard, and this is where all the names were made, so if you want to be good, you got to be good at Knoxville.
Is it heartbreaking sometimes?
Absolutely. Well, this sport can be heartbreaking in general.
Yeah.
Whether it's the driving side of it, the ride, the engine, the financial side of it. But Knoxville will break your heart. It's broke mine a few times, but I love it. My life has changed since I moved here, and I wouldn't trade it. So.
Tell me about your wifey. She's a real pistol, that's for sure.
Yeah, she gets wound up, but she loves the stuff. She's always there to support me. She's a huge part of the business, and she's there with me every night. And unless she's watching Donnie on Dirt Vision.
Yeah, now let's talk about that. Let's address the elephant in the room here, RJ. Your wife's favorite driver is not necessarily always you.
No.
Explain that.
Well, she loves Donnie. She grew up northwest Iowa in the upper Midwest there, so Donnie was the closest outlaw. And obviously, he's the man for the last 15 years or so. But no, he's always been good to her and good to us, and she likes him. And if you're gonna have a guy to like, that's a dang good one. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of a more American name if I had tried than RJ Johnson.
Yeah, and there's a few of us. Yeah, there's.
Really?
Yeah, there's me, the Arizona RJ that races non-wing sprints, and one in California, I think, that races like outlaw carts. So there's more than one.
Is RJ short for something then?
Yeah, it's my real name is awful, but yeah, it's
come on.
It was my dad's name, Roland. Unfortunately, yeah.
I was gonna say Ronald. I was so close.
Yeah, I don't like it very much, but that's okay. But RJ, that's what my parents gave me when I was younger, so it stuck. Yeah.
All right. So, what is your ambition with this whole deal? I mean, you're running you got a gorgeous trailer, you got a nice little team. I like the Van Der Recken boys. They don't have a huge budget. They're a good, honest team.
No, yeah, they're just Mike's just a working guy. He works at 3M Factory here in town, and we have a business, and we try to do it together. I bring what I can, and he brings what he can, and we do the best we can. But it's definitely nice stuff, and I appreciate the opportunity. It should be fun. They're good guys.
What other places do you race?
We try to go everywhere. I mean, I usually go to Pennsylvania in the fall and try to race the National Open out there, do any stuff with the Outlaws here in the Midwest that we can. So we're going to travel quite a bit in the wintertime. So we'll be back to Pennsylvania for the Open, and maybe hit Eldora for the 4 Crown race.
What do you do during the day?
We have custom race parts, so we sell sprint car parts and complete cars, and we get to do it all day, every day. It's great.
So how often do you race against your customers?
Every single night, every time we race. Yeah.
So that must get complicated sometimes.
Not really. I mean, most of them understand how things go, and so do I. And you just try to race guys how they race you. And but yeah, it's I enjoy it. I get to interact with everybody and talk on the phone about racing all day, every day. So who could complain about that?
All right. So short, sharp answers. Ford or Chevy?
Ooh.
Oh, you're going to say Mopar or something?
No, I'm going to say I love Chevys, but I drive a Ford because I just ended up with it.
Okay.
So Chevy.
All right. Country or rock?
Country.
Football or basketball?
Football all the way.
Really? What's your favorite football team?
San Francisco 49ers.
Really?
Jimmy G.
So like, isn't that like Joe Montana days back in the
that's
day?
when I fell in love with it in the mid-90s. Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, Steve Young, John Taylor.
So as a Florida boy, supporting the 49ers is a little bit left of field.
Yeah, well, especially even in Iowa. Yeah, anywhere. Yeah, it is. It's just I fell in love with them in the mid-90s when they were really good, and I've just stuck with it.
Favorite movie?
I'm gonna have to go with Old School.
Okay. Oh wow!
Yeah.
Hey honey, we're doing a nudie run.
Exactly. Yeah. We're gonna stream to the quad. It's amazing. Yeah. Love Will Ferrell.
Favorite music? Is there a favorite band or singer?
Pearl Jam.
Oh.
Yeah, I like country, but Pearl Jam's my
Jeremy.
Yeah. Yellow Ledbetter is my favorite song.
It's funny because a lot of people don't realize what that name actually means. That Pearl Jam.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's
We won't go into that.
Nah,
but,
yeah, we won't. Yeah. But they got a lot of character, don't they? Yeah.
Favorite food?
Pasta. I'm an Italian guy.
Something that the wifey cooks.
Yeah, she's good. She makes good eggplant parmesan. That's my jam.
Ah.
Yeah.
Favorite drink?
I'm a Mountain Dew guy on the non-alcoholic side. Alcoholic side, I'm a little vodka and Sprite with some lime.
Favorite bar?
Dingus. That's really easy.
I kind of knew where that
We're
one was
local,
headed.
man. That's real easy. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so making babies and stuff, like parental stuff and that on the horizon?
Absolutely. We're trying to get that done right now. So anytime now.
We're trying.
Yeah, anytime.
Well, fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm not interrupting you.
Not at the moment anyway. Yeah, we're good. But we are. So that's hopefully on the horizon pretty soon. Yeah.
So RJ, what I love about you, mate, is you're an important part of this whole place, like everybody. There's Donnie Schatz, there's Brad Sweet, there's Casey Kane, but it's the little teams that make Knoxville Raceway what it is, I think.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. And that's the good thing about Knoxville is they treat the little teams very well. And the little teams are tough here. I mean, the locals we have here are hard to beat. Even the guys that don't have big budgets have a lot of laps here and experience. But absolutely, yeah, it's everybody feels like they can compete when the big guys come here, and it's just a lot of fun. It's a great place to be a local racer.
Good to catch up with you, mate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hurry up and make a baby.
We're trying. Maybe this time next year we get to meet it.
As long as you're trying as hard as she is, that's the important bit, right?
Yeah, I'm doing my best. Yeah.
Well, Guy Thompson, a very exciting year ahead for Tasmanian Sprintcar racing with the running of the Australian Sprintcar Championship coming up in late January.
It is certainly, and we're looking forward to a bigger and better event that we've run for many years. But this is the fourth time we've run an Australian Sprintcar title, so it'll be something that we'll put a big effort into.
Back in the day, West Australian legend Noel Bradford was the main man when it came over to running in Tasmania, so it's always a place that I remember very fondly from a WA point of view. But your last title was tremendous for the Murcott family.
Yeah, it certainly was. It was great to see Dave Murcott win it for his father here. He's been a great sprint car racer over the years, and then to back it up the following year was an exceptional effort for that team.
But sedan racing has always been, the pinnacle in Tasmania for many, many years, but sprint cars have been getting stronger and stronger and stronger.
It's a matter of effort on both sides, but certainly sedan racing has been where we've made inroads in Tasmania, but the Sprint Car Club here have put a lot of effort in, and we've got some very exciting young fellas that will take up the challenge next year.
Sea Road coming on board to make it a more easily logistical point of view for mainland drivers?
One of the biggest shipping companies in Tasmania, and certainly they have a roll-on, roll-off service that will bring the transporters in straight after the Classic, and then after the event back out so they can go on World Tours.
Tell us about the dates.
So we'll kick off on the Friday night of the 31st of January and the final on the 1st of February.
So So when you come to Tasmania, you got to hang out with the Redpaths. It's kind of like a rite of passage to be Adrian and Jason Redpath. Aussie Sprint Car titles coming, fellas. Back to Tasmania. It's been a few years now. You must be pumped, both of you, even though, Adrian, you're not looking excited.
It's good for the state to get it back here, and I think a few of the mainland guys will get a shock with it. They've got a lot of young up and comers starting to get on the pace and mix it with a few of the good guys.
That's the thing I noticed at the presentation night, how many young kids there are starting to race these things down here.
They're on the pace now too, so it makes it tough for us, but they get them going for it. Part-timers.
What's your best result in an Aussie title, Adrian?
6. Can't remember. I was thinking like a third on a prelim night, and then don't know what I finished the second night. 7th maybe. I don't know.
Chase, what about you?
10th.
Okay. Yeah. You didn't have to hesitate then. You obviously remembered.
Yeah. We were pretty good on points before our last heat on the last night, and we sort of mucked up a little bit and couldn't pass a couple of cars, and we went from, I think, 5th on points to 13th in one race.
Your dad is an absolute legend. He's like the godfather of Tasmanian Speedway down here. You must be very proud of the legacy that he's provided.
Yeah, like he's sort of done everything for us and got us going, and now he's with the kids and that, and just likes playing with the go-karts, and he should be sitting here, but he's sitting at home watching Dirt Vision, I think, so...
Still got it bad.
Still got watching racing.
Absolutely. So both you guys, your kids have a passion for racing these days. Your kids aren't here at the moment, but Adrian, where do you see your kids going with racing?
Yeah, I've got twins, boy and a girl. They turned 10 at the end of this year, and Jack reckons he wants to give it a go-kart, so probably be getting go-kart ready in November.
Well, Jason's already living that dream with these two that are extremely competitive, your boys in Speedway karts.
Yeah, no, they're going all right. They're listening, so hopefully we can...
They'll grow out of that.
Yeah, they'll probably... one's listening.
Pretty soon they'll be telling you how to do it.
They're already doing that.
It's a great result for Latrobe, for Gulf Western Oils Raceway, Latrobe Speedway, to have the Aussie title. You guys must be pumped about it. Late January 31, February 1 weekend. Last time, Murky won it.
Yeah. Tasmanian or Victorian?
And he backed it up.
And backed her up again.
Yeah, it was a start of something very, very cool, wasn't it? So, and the venue's going to be very cool. Guy showed me some of the improvements out there that they're building, the new corporate area and canteen and office. It's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, they've done an awesome job out there, and hopefully it's be all up and running, and we have a good weekend, and everything goes to plan, hopefully.
It's always good to catch up with you guys here in Tasmania, so jot those dates down. January 31 and February 1, when these boys will be racing in the Australian Sprintcar title. No?
Not
Maybe soon. Maybe sooner than you think.
Probably the next one.
Always good to catch up with you boys. Tassie proud. Let's think maybe a Tasmanian driver can get the win.
Hopefully, it'll be good.
Dancing in the kitchen, you singing my favorite songs, swinging on the front porch, just laughing at the dogs. I swear you love me more when you're whispering goodnight. All those little moments are every reason why I'm homesick. This feeling that I'm feeling, no, it don't quit. It's like half of me is missing, heaven knows it. That all I wanna do is be alone with your brown eyes all tangled up, just holding only you tonight until the morning. Baby, that's the damn truth. If home is where the heart is, I'm homesick for you. About you, baby, all I'm thinking about is how I'm homesick. This feeling that I'm feeling, no, it don't quit. It's like like half of me is missing, heaven knows it. That all I wanna do is be alone with your bright eyes all tangled up, just holding on to you tonight until the morning. Baby, that's the damn truth. If home is where the heart is, I'm homesick for you. Homesick for you.
So this is the side to Justin Clark that not many people get to see. We've often seen him with rubber gloves, but not generally actually working some meat. Justin, what are we doing here, mate?
Putting some rub on the meat.
So what is the rub?
It's called Hardcore Carnivore Black.
Hardcore Carnivore Black.
The good stuff.
So Doug would love this stuff, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's good.
Wow.
And a couple prime ribs.
How long will you put them in the smoker for?
Just a couple hours, and then we'll slice them up and put them on the grill and sear them quick, and then they're done.
So the daily menu is better than most restaurants in Texas that you have at this campground. I'm right though, right?
It isn't too bad.
What is the menu items for the next sort of week and a half?
Prime rib, and tomorrow morning we have prime rib breakfast burritos, and then we have venison burgers tomorrow night, and then we have a shrimp boil and ribs and pulled pork and tacos and tequila. That's on one.
What was that, Little Miss Big Time?
Tacos and tequila
Rightio.
on Thursday.
I noticed that the children in this team seem to have an aversion to hot weather or something like that.
Yes.
Cole, what's the go, man? It's hot.
It's all right. We got enough fans in here.
We're all on the Knoxville race. Where's the Knox Vegas gear, mate?
I do have a shirt. Have any?
Oh.
Not much.
You know, I'm your biggest fan. Just, yeah, it's all right. Thanks for pointing that out, Mandy. I was worried for a second that you weren't going to get that. So, I didn't realize you were a chef, mate.
Not a chef. I'm a rookie.
You're a rookie, really? You look like you're doing a pretty good job with that.
Oh, it isn't too bad.
What do you reckon?
I'm not sure, as long as it's not those biscuits with gravy on them.
He's not a biscuits and gravy fan, Justin, for some reason.
No, you just haven't had the right stuff yet.
Well, maybe.
Mandy can cook pretty good stuff in the morning.
Welcome to Speed Stories. It's the road to Knoxville, and when you come to this beautiful little city, you've got to come to the A&P pub, the Atlantic Pacific pub, and you've got to try a Bloody Mary. Now this could be breakfast, it could be lunch, it could be dinner. As you can see, it's kind of got a bit of everything in there. I'm looking at pickles, I'm looking at shrimp, I'm looking at onions, I think, a little bit of sausage, a little bit of bra. I'm not even sure what they call that, but as you can see, it is literally meat and veg in a glass. It's very healthy, that's what they tell me. This is Jenci. Don't I know you? Just the side of the road in 1955, just out of Knoxville in Iowa. And this is Brian Ruff, and this is Jenci, who is rough, but she's definitely not rough. She's a bar person at the Atlantic Pacific pub. Tell me firstly, Brian, about the 55 that I am drooling over here.
55 Chevy Bel Air, has a 383 450 horse.
I do love the way you've just customized the red in there too.
Yes, yep, tried to blend everything in.
How long have you had it? Did you restore it yourself?
No, did not restore it. Bought it off a guy from our church, which he retired and he had to get rid of it, so I took it off his hands.
Wow. It's cherry in here. I particularly like all this gorgeous stuff right here, mate. The red just sets it off, doesn't it?
Yes, yes. Like I said, blend everything in, and then the chrome. Yeah.
Why 55?
If someone was to ask me if I'd go back in time, what years, it'd be definitely the 50s, because that's the rock and roll era.
Yep.
And that's the hot rod era.
Absolutely. How would she almost looks like she's come straight out of the 50s, mate. Like, honestly, she fits.
Yes. Yep. Exactly.
Tell me about the 95 model, mate. What can you possibly tell me about this young lady, apart from the fact she's your daughter? Has she been a handful? Has she been a sweet little thing?
Yeah, she's very beautiful, and she's also beautiful on the inside. She's caring, and she's mischief.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, actually. She's a little bit of mischief,
Yes.
a little bit of sugar and a little bit of spice.
Yes.
How long have you had this car for then?
About a year and a half.
Okay. And you and Jenci's mum have a couple of cool Harleys too, is that right?
Yep. My wife's got her own Harley, and I have mine.
I hear that you like mum's better.
I do.
Yeah.
Flat back.
And it's, yes, that's just going to say that. So, tell me about you, Jenci Ruff. We met like a year ago or something at the AMP pub. Mm-hmm. You tend to treat that pub as if it's your own. You're very passionate about your job.
Yeah.
What do you love most about being a bar? What do you love most about being a? What do I call you? Do I say a barkeep, a bar person, a barmaid? How do I call you?
Any of them.
Okay.
That's fine.
Just, hey, miss, can I have a cocktail?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you love about that job?
I like being able to meet and talk to new people,
Yep.
but what I like most is the fact that it's actual cocktails. So I get to learn about the liquors and how they're made and how they're stored, and then more importantly, how to mix them together
Yep.
to make bomb cocktails. So it's fun. It's kind of like science, but
Yeah.
it's a lot more fun.
What do you recommend on a Sunday morning after a big night, after you help with these people with their cocktails? What do you recommend in terms of recovery?
A Bloody Mary.
There you go. with a shrimp and bacon
Yeah, all of
and
it. The whole,
cheese
all
and.
of it. Your breakfast is in a glass.
So tell me about Dad's hot rod. I mean, this thing is beautiful.
It is. I love it.
Are you allowed to drive it?
I have not driven it yet. My little brother took it to prom and he got to drive it. So that kind of opened up the floodgates, and he said we're all allowed to drive it. So I think today's my day to shine.
Yeah, Dad?
Yep.
Oh, so you're obviously gonna sit right alongside her in there.
Yes.
She's not going by herself.
Well, she can, but I gotta let her learn the little.
Yep. No, we can deal with that. Hey, I'm glad I could help you drive your dad's car.
Yeah, thanks.
Hey, it's all good. Wow, such a beautiful piece. This is the Ruff family, or parts thereof, two parts of the Ruff gang, and so good hanging out here on the side of the road in 1955. Hey, Floyd, bring the Studebaker over, could you? I don't know if you noticed the connection, but that was Jenci just then, all BAD-A55 with her daddy's very sweet 55. We're hanging out here at Knoxville. There's lots of really cool things to do apart from the races. So whenever you come down to the Knoxville Square, and we want you to do that on Tuesday night, Jenci, right? What's going on Tuesday?
On Tuesday, we are having a big event with drivers and t-shirts and beer, and it's kid-friendly.
Kid-friendly. So that's the Nationals kickoff party. I said Tuesday. What was I thinking? It's Tuesday. Everyone knows it's Tuesday, right?
Tuesday.
Yeah, it's not Tuesday. So come on down. Jenci will hook you up with one of these Bloody Marys at some point during the night as well. Have a couple of cocktails, some adult refreshments, but check out some sprint car drivers down here for the Nationals kickoff party from 6.
5.
Oh, either
5
way.
to midnight.
Either way, just get here early. Jenci will be here from 1 o'clock that day anyway. They'll hook you up, no doubt. Now, what's happening on today's program? I've forgotten about this. What are we up to today? For almost 40 years, Metro Auto Spares has been serving Tasmanians with great parts, at great prices and with great service. This proudly Tasmanian born and bred business carries nearly 150,000 line items. They've got everything you need to get your pride and joy or your daily driver spick and span or back on the road. They've got the range and they've got the know-how. For all your automotive parts requirements in Devonport and Tassie, contact Danny, Rachel and the team at Metro Auto Spares. You can find them at 11 Wenbo Street or phone 6424 7722. Metro Auto Spares. They're the team that cares. That's all we have time for this episode of The Road to Knoxville. We're closing in on 10 episodes. Can't believe how quickly it's all rushing through. Don't forget to like us, tag us, follow us, and share us on Facebook and YouTube so we can get the program out there to the masses. Hope you enjoyed today's program. Look forward to catching up with you tomorrow from the Sprint Car capital of the world, Knoxville, Iowa.